1,000, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005. Oh, I didn't see you there. I can barely lift my arms because I did so many. But we're going to be reviewing the Squat Max MD today. Guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Squat Max MD belt squat. Very excited to bring this video to you guys. I've wanted to make this for a while, but I did want to train on it and really give an in-depth powerlifter's perspective on what I think is the best belt squat on the market. All right, so what I really love about this thing is its small footprint. I think that's the #1 thing it really has going for it in a garage gym. This thing could literally fit on one horse stall mat and you can shove it in a corner. You don't need really any special, it's literally just a rectangle, barring the attachments that are on it. And that's really cool for a garage gym like this because we keep running out of space with all the equipment that we do have. The huge advantage over its probably #1 competitor, the Rogue Rhino belt squat, which is absolutely massive. My belt squat actually has some of the attachments that are completely optional. This pad right here is really cool. You can actually adjust it for different heights. Also, it has 2 J-cups here, and I'll demo this in just a moment, that are really cool. Basically, put the pad here, and actually you can do rows, which is really nice. The way that I have it set up, I actually have to use a smaller bar to be able to do rows on here. But something that's also cool about this pad, check this out. Grab some dumbbells, and there's pins to secure it. So not only is this a belt squat, but if you're working in a tight area, you can actually get quite a few different uses out of it. And that's really cool because when you have a garage gym, you want pieces that are as versatile as possible. So that's 2 different exercises without even touching the belt squat. So how cool is that? Let's come around here and I'm gonna show you guys probably the most thing I don't like about this belt squat. The Rhino, and I'm not here to compare one or another. I want to talk about this, but this is probably the biggest pain in the ass to load the weight. I'll show you how it works. So you see this metal pin here. Think of it like a dinner plate with a big hole sticking out the middle. And that's how you load this thing. So I'm gonna unload just a few and show you guys what I'm talking about. So let's start with one more. Okay. So this is the pin, the plate loader here. You add your weight and then you want to add a spacer. The website does sell spacers. I think they sell them for like 20 bucks or so, but you can just use a 5-pound plate, a half, 2.5. The only thing is if you're working with just a limited weight set, you're gonna be getting tired of this thing, because if you're squatting and benching with the same weight that you're gonna be using on this thing, you may not use this because it's gonna be taking all your 45s off, squatting with your 45s and then recycling back here and then taking them off for the bench. So I do recommend, if you guys are gonna be looking into purchasing this, have a different set of weights. So I lift on my kilo plates for squat, bench, and dead, and then I just have some steel plates and pounds just for the Squat Max MD, and they pretty much live here. I don't really take them off. When Jessica uses it or someone else uses it, they do take the weights off, but these pretty much just live on here. I don't think that someone who's using the same set of plates for everything, I don't think taking them on and off is gonna last very long. Because a lot of us are short on time while we're training, and this is time consuming. So you load the weight on there, get you a spacer. Reason why a spacer is because imagine trying to take this 45 off at this very disadvantaged position, and you slip, you pinch your fingers. I mean, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. I understand the design of it, but again, this is just my opinion and my thoughts. Put your spacer in, put your 45 in. Here, then right here. So you get a bit of an arm pump just loading the damn thing. Step up here. I do wish that they would include a step. Obviously, I'm a shorter guy, but just for the dismount, and I'll show you that here in a moment, because a little, like when you get off a heavy set and your legs are a little bit wobbly, that's a big step down. So come up here. Now, I do love that it comes with a little seat here. Now, this seat is adjustable. Set it to the height that you want. Now, it's going to come with this heavy-duty belt right here. Take a good look at that belt. And you can zoom in. Once you see the different sizes here. Obviously, I'm a smaller guy, so I'm going to be using that first size. Comes with this huge carabiner, and all you do is just hook it there to however or whatever place you want it. Okay, and this thing is tough. I mean, I've loaded this thing up with 45 to really push it and see exactly how it works. So clip it in there. Then you're gonna put this belt around you. Then you clip it right here in the middle. Okay. Once you have that securely in, you're going to lean forward. You can zoom in here. Open the carabiner up, hook that in there, and there's a bit of a groove there for the metal ring to sit, and that's it, guys. You're pretty much locked in. I like to do a little bit of adjusting and just to push the belt down a little bit. Now, really like that this gives you a real squat feel without putting any weird pressure on your back. So where I've been really enjoying this thing is after a set of squats, especially with some of the weights that we need to do on the top end side, getting ready for these competitions, my back will give out before my legs will. And this is something that can allow me to keep pushing my legs even further and train up on the squat without using my lower back. I did hurt my back a couple months ago, and it was a bitch to squat. I got really frustrated. And this allowed me to still push my legs and allow my lower back to recover. So this thing was a godsend when I needed it, and I'm glad I picked it up when I did. So let's go ahead and demo how this thing works. So these right here are your handles. So we're gonna stand up. Now when you stand up, you're gonna, the weight is gonna be picked up. There is a guide rod, but it's pretty much one-to-one. There's nothing, there's no pulleys or cables or anything like that. It's literally the weight just hanging off a belt off my waist. I'm gonna show you that. When I pull these out, you're gonna pull these outwards. There's gonna be an X there that pretty much opens up and allows a clear pathway for the weight to go down and up. And then when I'm done, you close that X back up, and I'm gonna demo that for you guys in just a moment here. So, fix your belt. It is a little unorthodox, but if you've ever used a belt squat, they are all unorthodox. Go ahead and set your feet here, and all you do is just stand up. I'm a little short guy, so I gotta stand on my tippy toes, but no big deal. So you open that X up, and here, take a deep breath. So right now, there's absolutely no pressure on my back. I feel tension in my quads and tension in my hamstrings, but I can sit here and talk comfortably with you guys, and there's absolutely no pressure on my lower back, so I do love that. And all you do is squat. Now I'm a little bit too close to the seat, so scooting up is what I needed to do there. That's immediately brutal. did squats the other day, I'm sore. Oh my goodness. So, oh, boom. That's just a little demo of that. Definitely immediately feel it. Like it's like I said, guys, it's 1-to-1. There's no pulleys. It is literally all this weight just hanging off your body. And it feels like a real squat. I mean, I have the world record in my weight class in the back squat. And this feels exactly like squatting feels, but no pressure on my lower back. This machine here, not only is it the best belt squat, I think it's the best leg press, because this machine feels how a leg press should feel without you having to load up all those damn 45s and without any lower back tension. And if you guys have ever loaded up a leg press, and you know you got to put 10 on each side to get a decent burn, and if you're going on all the way, you're going to have that lower back tension. That right there was immediately working my thighs, immediately working my hams, and I felt no lower back tension whatsoever. This thing is awesome, guys. I'm telling you, I think it's a little overlooked in commercial gyms just because the way that it looks, you know what I mean? It's very much just, there's no frills with this thing. It's just straight up a fucking metal table with a big ass hole in the middle, and you're just squatting. It's like shitting in the woods, but it is absolutely awesome. We're gonna load up a little bit more weight, and I'm gonna show you how it works with a little heavier in just a moment. All right, so once we're done with that set, I'm gonna show you guys, you actually just press that orange part in, unhook, then I'm free. I normally wear this belt around so I don't have to rewrap it, but for now, and then it just hangs right here. If you guys look underneath, I'm actually gonna show you something. Oh, this is the dismount I was talking about. I kind of wish there was a step, just something to give you on, because right here, and I can see why some gym owners would be afraid to have this in a commercial gym. The potential for tripping is so high. I mean, you get somebody shaky legs, that's a big fall. But garage gym, you should know how to operate your equipment. Come on here, I want to show you something else that's pretty cool that are included. These bands are actually, oh, maybe I should have dusted before the video, whatever. These bands actually serve a purpose. If you look underneath here, you can actually wrap these bands around, and that's gonna make it a lot tougher. I myself really don't like working with bands. I've never really been a fan of them. Again, I'm a power lifter, so for me, my idea is raw weight, no resistance with bands. I just never liked bands. But these bands will supplement you having to put so many 45s on there, because you can actually even double up and put it even more. Oh, see, this is why I hate bands. I've seen too many videos of people getting slapped in the face with bands. But look at that tension, guys. So when we go to lift that, these bands are heavy duty. They're gonna be pushing back on us. And that's pretty cool, giving you that option if you don't have many 45s, or you don't like training with bands, or you do like training with bands, you'll have that there too. So that's really cool. They include these with the purchase of the Squat Max MD, but you can actually purchase even more heavy duty bands and make it even tougher on yourself there. So that's really cool here too. Another thing that's really cool and adds even more versatility to the belt squat is this little guy right here. This pin right here, let me show you. Come on a little closer. This pin allows you to use more hamstring or more quad, and I'll show you how that works. So by putting this pin in either of these two holes, and just a clothespin like that, allows you to hook up the belt squat to use it in different ways. Pretty much, here, let me get strapped in here. Instead of hooking it here in the middle, which is just gonna do the weight up and down, simulating a real squat, once you change the angle of which the weight is on this loading pin, it's going to work either your quads or your hamstrings. So hooking it more forward here. I'm sure that looks silly getting in here, but trust me guys, this thing is awesome. Okay, get ready, same thing. Notice how the weight slants, okay? So that's gonna put more pressure on my hamstrings here because the weight is further back. And we're gonna come down. Oh, and that's way harder. Oh. Oh. And also, this is the only belt squat I've ever used that actually I could go fully 90 degrees on. And I think it's because this hole is so deep. And me being such a short guy, I tend to bottom out easy on some of the other belt squats. Holy shit. Okay. Close that X back up. Whew. I felt that way more in my hammies. Now, let's go ahead and switch that pin to the other side. And let's see how that feels. So we're literally just going to reverse the pin. Slap it in. Lock in. Get strapped in. Bit of a process, but definitely worth it, guys. I'm telling you, my legs already kind of burning. I don't know if it's because we did heavy squats yesterday, but we're not going to make excuses. This thing is awesome. In the months that I've used it, it's definitely, I think, improved my strength coming out of the hole, which where I feel is the weakest. And it's also helped me feel much more comfortable going down in depth. And I struggle with depth, where I struggle hitting depth good enough to pass judging. So that's something that this training cycle we've really been working on, because nothing sucks more to a powerlifter than getting a fucking squat and you getting 2 white or 2 reds, 1 white for depth. I'm over that shit, and this thing here has definitely helped me be stronger out the hole and more comfortable below parallel. Okay, now let's see how this feels with the pin further back. Let's see how that goes. Okay. A little tricky here. It feels, it's really wanting to push me forward. This is gonna work my quads. I can already feel how tight they are. You do run into that a little bit too, hitting the sides. I gotta scoot up a little bit. Holy shit! Woo, that's way more quad dominant. And that's hitting because of me. I'm leaning very forward. Woo! Holy shit. Yeah, that's the money right there. If you want to work just straight quads, that is all the money right there. That is awesome. I need to be doing that more. Oh, I've typically just been using it standard, but holy shit, that right there was awesome. I mean, that felt like a front squat, and I absolutely hate front squats. I mean, even when I did Olympic lifting, my shoulders, my wrists, that just felt like such an unnatural movement. And that right there, for quads, guys, that's the shit right there. That's 10 out of 10. Really, I find new things about this little metal table. That every training session that I actually really get into it, use it, that it makes me fall in love with it all over again. So that was fucking awesome. Okay, so let's get out this thing. I want to show you how this seat adjusts. And I've got some other things over there I want to show you that actually are all attachments with it to include even more versatility with the Squat Max. If this thing wasn't versatile enough, check this out, y'all. This is a flat plate. Now, I'm gonna be lazy and not demo that because honestly, I'm a powerlifter. We're not worried about the size of our calves. So, you basically essentially put that metal plate, so you wanna unload all this weight. And again, that's the main bitch about this thing. You're not gonna wanna unload all these 45s to change exercises. I mean, you may say you're going to, but you're not going to. Unload all this thing, put all the weight pin all the way on the ground. You actually load it back up from the ground, hook yourself up, come up, and you can do calf raises. So just imagine that pin being on my belt. Boom, boom, and check this monstrosity out. If this thing wasn't versatile enough, I mean, it should really be called the versatile squat, belt squat, because I mean, there's just so many things you can do to this, or with this, which makes it a no-brainer for any garage gym, guys. I'm telling you. This is another thing here. One, gives you a little bit of a platform, but again, disadvantage to this, you got to go all the way down, hook up, and come all the way up, which isn't the end of the world. Gives you a little bit more height, but I think, I mean, I'm 4'11", I'm able to use that fine. I don't think that that's really height. You being short, it's going to be an issue for you. So I'm the shortest there is, so you're going to be fine using that. But hook up the weight, and you can do step ups here, or also calves here. So just another piece of equipment to add even more versatility to this thing. Also, come over here. Another thing I've seen people do online is straight hook up an attachment like a row, and actually just do upright rows with this thing. Practice deadlifts with this thing. I don't have one that'll fit here, but if let's say you had a straight bar attachment, unhook it here, and you could actually practice deadlifts. Maybe not one-to-one like a real deadlift would feel, obviously, because it's kind of hanging and you really can't set it down and start from a zero position. But imagine that you had a weak spot kind of in the middle of your deadlift. You could actually just concentrate on that and work with that, which is cool. Only problem would be you would have to start with the X's crossed or way down here if it was sitting on the ground, which this can. You can actually unhook it with the weights all the way down and you're not gonna break anything. So, I mean, this thing just has endless possibilities. I've seen some videos, I don't have the right attachment to it, where some women have used it as a hip thruster, and that's really cool. I have to do a little bit more research on what exactly I need to buy for it. I don't know if it's a newer version, but on their Instagram, you'll see people using it as a hip thruster, and I think that's really cool. I think you have to have another bench right here. I'm not sure, but again, guys, you've got the pad for upright rows, dumbbell work, I mean, front squats. This thing pretty much takes over quads, regular squat. I mean, this thing does it all. I really don't think that for the money, there's a better belt squat out there. All right, guys, so that's my full in-depth review on the Squat Max MD. I think that for the price and all the exercise that you can comfortably do on this machine, it is hands down the best belt squat out there. You don't have to take my word for it. There's tons of guys on their Instagram giving real testimonies of this amazing piece of equipment. I think it's overlooked a lot, again, especially in garage, in commercial gyms. But I think for a garage gym owner, that space is extremely limited and you want to have a machine that's going to be able to give you a wide range of exercises you can perform on it. I mean, you just really can't beat this thing. I know the price is hard to swallow. I mean, it really is. It's not cheap. Even if you can find one secondhand like I did, like this was pre-owned, and I still paid about $1,500 for it. Had to go pick it up, meet the guy all the way, about an hour and a half away, but it was definitely worth it. I picked this up for the sole reason of me being injured and not being able to squat fully, but I'm glad that I did. It's become a staple in all my leg days, and I mean, get one and you guys will see. It is absolutely amazing, and definitely Kratos approved. Kratos likes it too, and we'll catch you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.